What's up, y'all? It's your man, Success the Educator, man. We back in the studio with you. And just like I promised, man, I have my special guest here in the studio, none other than Todd, the barber of the Barber Collection. What's up, my brother?
Man, what's going on? What's going on, everybody out there in social media world, man? It's your boy, the one and only, man. My name is Todd. A lot of people like to call me Coach, but I go by the name the Bearded Barber. Been in the game since 1997. Professionally, I've been doing this since I say about like 2007, 2008.
Look at you, man. You're natural to the mic. I ain't even asked you, but you jump right in and start flowing it out for me. So yeah, man. I'm first off, man. Let me thank you for your time this evening, man. I never take anyone's time for granted. I truly appreciate you for coming out and sharing on this platform with me. Success Talk, and Success Talk is simply about us sharing our experiences in the industry. And we're barbers, but we both understand that success, principles of success, it translates across industry lines. So it doesn't matter what you do. We talk about principles on this platform that's going to help you succeed not only in your business but your personal and your daily lives. Because what good is it being successful in business if you're not successful and happy in your personal life? So we'll get into all of that, man. But before we do again, go ahead and finish telling the people who you are, man.
So like I said, man, I started doing this in '97 as a kid, man. So I was a kid barber in the community, man, where I grew up at, by the way of southwest Houston, Texas. So I was always back and forth. So man, I gained a lot of recognition early. So I kind of took off early, and then I basically needed to structure myself, but that didn't happen until later on down the line in the years. And that's something I want to touch bases on with some of you young barbers, man. I would like for y'all to really truly understand that patience is a virtue, and that there's different levels to this, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I see, a lot of the same things coming out of the hair industry today, early. It's kind of funny because even in my younger days, I probably kind of had some of the same bad habits, so it's kind of funny. It's kind of funny. Fair, I know a little bit about my younger days, so that's why he's laughing. But, yeah, man, what I see from a lot of you young kids that's coming out of the hair industry, schools and stuff like that, man, I hear y'all say y'all got clients. So, that's one thing that makes me smile today. Just because you cut a few of your friends and a few of your family members and they come back to you on the regular does not mean you have clientele as if you were a seasoned veteran in the hair industry, or you were someone who actually had the opportunity to take off very fast in your career. And I'm not talking about, a handful of 10 or 20 people. That's not clientele, man, Also, I see a lot of you young cats that's coming in the game today, man. Y'all are very, very lazy when it comes to the professionalism side of it. Y'all looking at being a barber as if it's a job or a hobby, man. This is a career. This is a $1 trillion industry. So that is basically like saying that there's no cap. You know what I mean? $1 trillion, that's a lot of money. So there's no cap when it comes to how much money you can make in this industry. And I'm not just talking about coming from off of cutting hair, because if you're a master barber, that means you are licensed to do several different things. So if you can do massages, do massages. If you can do nails, do nails. If you can do makeup, do makeup. If you can do hair, do hair. Don't get discouraged, and don't feel like someone's judging you because you're able to broaden your horizon by having so many different skill sets, man. Listen, whatever pays, and whatever can take your career to the next level, man, get out there and try it. You never know. I've ran into people, especially because there's a lot of female barbers out there today. I've ran into female barbers who really were pushing, trying to be a good barber, and they were making more money doing locks or twists in the shop, and they just didn't want to do locks and twists, and then they saying, they not making no money because they not cutting no hair. Hey, man, whatever comes your way in this industry, if people are coming to you and they want you to do facials, and you're doing more facials than you are cutting hair, man, hey, stick with it. Be the best at what you doing. And if people are coming to see you for what service that you're providing, and if you're good at one particular service better than the next, then go for it, But a lot of barbers don't understand, coming out early in their career, that whatever is whatever you're good at, you're gonna have returning clients at. You know what I mean? Don't force the issue, you know, by trying to add a lot of additives to your game. You know, with the sprays and the dyes, and you're trying to cover
the enhancements.
Yeah, you're trying to cover up with enhancements of your struggling areas and stuff.
We talk that. We definitely talk about how they use the enhancement to make a line appear perfect when actually under the enhancement you have a terrible edge up. And yeah,
some of these enhancements are covering up that fade too.
Man, you know. So you're in the shop actively. I'm still, of course, on the teaching level, and like you referenced to earlier, Todd actually was one of my students early on in my journey as an instructor. So I had the pleasure to share some time with him. He wasn't my student for his whole 1500. I got him on the back end. I had to share him with Miss Tina.
Yeah. The golden days.
But I was able to, I believe, have some minimal influence in the small time that I did have with him. We were able to create a bond that's lasted us through the years to this day. So I'm thankful for that opportunity to have been able to work with you, to watch you grow and blossom into the professional that you have become. Because you're right, when you're dealing with a young student that has taught themselves a skill set and they know that they're good, because the results of it, like you already see the demand, and you haven't even really stepped into the industry yet, right? Like you're not even licensed yet, but you're seeing a demand for your service. It has the ability to misguide a younger person who doesn't really know what's in this industry waiting for them, and how to truly approach it like a professional. What you just said.
It's funny these days because now I'm the old head, and I'm gonna say that with pride. You know, now I'm the old head in the hair industry, and I don't want to be one of those older barbers that's always talking, you know, stuff about the younger barbers and saying, "Oh, y'all always using enhancements and stuff like that." Don't get me wrong, I use enhancements from time to time, depending on the request of the client. But you know, I like I said, I say it with pride because when I look back over my career and when I was mentioning about patience, you know, early on I didn't have a lot of patience, but this career will teach you patience, especially if you're good at what you do. Because if you're good at what you do, you're going to make a lot of money. And I mean, you're going to make a lot of money fast. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you don't know what to do with the money, you're going to have a lot of ups and downs. So for you younger guys out there and gals, you know, hey, man, managing your money is very important as an independent contractor, as a barber. That can take you a long way. Also, professionalism. Like, man, listen, you guys wear your aprons, wash your hands, your cleanliness, be very punctual when it comes to your appointments. Try to create a very, very good environment, a family-oriented environment. Don't base yourself just off of one particular group of people. You want to be able to service everybody because, like I said, this is a $1 trillion industry. You don't want to just service your friends or your homeboys or, you know, or the hip-hop community, especially in the urban barbershops these days, you know.
Miss Frank call those the hip-hop shops.
The hip-hop shops, right. Yeah.
Well, and I tell my students all the time, if you want to, you limit your earning potential when you only service one demographic. And you do that by not being what you just said, welcoming or inviting to all people. You have to be able to make sure that whoever walks into that shop or that salon, they're comfortable. So you know me, you know I'm an instructor. Well, when my first role was at Jay's, where you and I met. Shout out to Miss Isla, that's my girl. She gave me my first opportunity to teach on a platform without judgment, and allowed me to grow and blossom into the instructor that I am today. So I'll forever be grateful and thankful to Miss Isla Hilliard for that opportunity. Shout out, I just saw it not long ago where we celebrated my man Jermaine I was talking about. But anyway, when I left that role, I went back into the shop. A lot of people don't know this. I went back into a barbershop to supplement, you know, while I found my next role before I ended up at the Ogle School. And so
that's the point what I was saying with the different phases of the game, man. You got different phases.
Well, when I did that, I had to, and I just shouted out, man, because I ain't telling no lies on them. It was Midtown Barbershop. They were located where the Turkey Leg Hut is right now.
Oh, okay.
And so when they built when the Turkey Leg Hut opened up, I was cutting next door at Midtown Barbershop before they moved over to where they are now on OST. And shout out, man, the owner Jason, one of the most solid cats you ever want to know. But he's the young head. He's the owner and the young head. He had some older heads in there, and all these guys were set in their ways, man. And they were so. And here's the crazy thing: they had amazing clientele.
Wow.
They had professional clientele.
Wow.
They had clientele. I'm talking about they got some major league hitters coming through there, right? Them boys are so unprofessional. It don't make no sense.
Man.
Like they all set in their ways, set with their clientele, and they don't care about nothing else outside of that. And I would say, man, y'all don't realize the potential that y'all have in this area, with this shop, but they just can't see beyond the belief, because we do well. Yeah. Like you just said, barbers make good. When you got a good clientele, you're gonna make good money.
Yeah.
And so these guys were pretty much just all set in their ways and couldn't see beyond their chair.
I see too from a lot of the older heads, man. They so set in their ways, and I think a lot of the older barbers are frustrated because they looking at these younger barbers, and these younger barbers are doing half of what the older barbers do, and making a killing. And these old heads, they can't handle it. Boy, when I tell you, man, they be so frustrated, man. But like I said, man, I don't want to be that old head. I don't get mad. I congratulate you guys, and I try to keep my box open, man. I try to have an open concept box. Because even though I've been in the game for quite a while, I still continue to try to grow and learn. I always love to learn and grow, because as long as I'm learning and growing, that means I'm being productive. You know what I mean?
That's for sure.
You guys remember that as you go along in your career. Don't get stuck in the time zone, man. You've been in the game for so long, you can't get out of what you did 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? If it worked 20 years ago, that don't mean it's going to work 20 years later. You know what I mean?
Right. We talked a little bit about that, too, on last week, man. Like, the world's evolved.
Yeah.
These young people do things differently than what we did it. You'd be better served to figure out the new formula.
Right.
And learn how to implement and apply your life skill to what's relevant today. And I think you'll see a big change in growth in what it is that you're doing, because we all have value. Man, a barber that's been able to sustain himself in this industry for over 10 years, he's accomplished something. You and I both know that's not easy to do.
Yeah.
And making 20...
I say that I tell the guys, I say, hey, I know y'all hear me say this all the time. Man, I've been doing this 20, 25 years. But I don't say it just to be saying it. I say it because I'm stressing the point about, if I'm able to consistently do something for so long, you might want to take advice from me. Some of you cats, y'all get in the game, y'all in 2-3 years, and you making a little money, you feel like, oh, you figured it out. Yeah, you figured it out temporarily in the moment, but, are you thinking ahead? Because, a lot of people most likely don't want to think about just as the right now, for the now. Yeah. And they not thinking 10, 20 years, and how can I get better, or how can I set myself up in 5 years, I'm going to make some changes to my, what my business or what I've got going on. So one of the hardest things that were for me, that challenged me in my career, was the fact that when I transitioned from being a barber into a barbershop owner, that was one of the most, that was the most strugglingest point of my career.
Wow.
Because my colleagues didn't want to accept it. My clients, some of them did, some of them didn't, because they wanted to, still approach me in that same manner. The joking around, and when you're handling the business, you have to be a lot more serious. So, the regular barbershop antics you can't really do anymore. You know what I'm saying? So then you have
heavy is the head.
Yeah, heavy. Yeah,
the crap.
So then you have. So you didn't. I had to go through that growing pain, making everybody, approach me differently. And then, you got your people saying, oh, you ain't the same no more because you this, you that, which I am the same, but, I feel like my clients didn't change with me, because nobody works hard to stay the same. So.
Okay, so you took the words out of my mouth.
Yeah.
You're the same person, but you're not the same.
Yeah.
As you grow, you're no longer the same person.
Yeah.
And you realize along your journey that there are certain people that just not going to fit into the new of who you are. And it's okay. I can still love you It just means that we're no longer compatible
Yeah.
because you know the old me. You don't want to know the new me. Right. You know, we talk about that all the time. That's growth.
Yeah.
That's what growth is. And as you grow, you realize there are a lot of people that would rather stunt your growth than grow with you.
Man.
And so
say that again, brother.
I'm just saying.
Testify again, brother. Amen.
I'm
say that one more
listen,
time.
Man, I've been living a little while myself.
Shoot.
I get it. I know what it is, man. And the hardest part, you want to know what the hardest part about that is? It's more times than not the people that you care about. And so it only weighs on you emotionally because this is someone that I care about.
Yeah, right.
And no one said it would be easy. And you got to make that decision to let those people that you love go and just love them from a distance.
And to that, kids, I'm going to say kids because y'all kids in the game to me. So
young adults.
Young adults. Let's say that. I don't want to call y'all kids. You're right. So young adults, to add on to that is that, man, the people who you want to root for you the most and cheer for you the most and pat you on the back and give you all of your validation and flowers, those are not the people that's going to give it to you, man. So don't look forward to the people who you care about the most are the ones going to be your biggest fans. Because you'll tear your heart up that way, man, expecting the people that you care about the most to care about you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I always understand this, man. Some of my biggest supporters been total strangers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I actually like it that way a whole lot better because, you know, when I get validation from a total stranger, that means I'm really putting in that work. You know what I mean? And then I can look back at it and say, hey, man, they don't know me from Adam to Eve, so it got to be genuine. You know what I mean? So just take it with a silver spoon, man. Sometimes, you know, you got to really kind of look at the game for what it is and just don't ever just trap yourself on one level of this game because it's a bunch of pedestals to this stuff. Don't put yourself on just one pedestal. Understand that it's a stepping stone. You're going to keep evolving as you grow. You know what I'm saying? Like once you accomplish something, you get comfortable. But being comfortable is not always comfortable. You know what I mean? Always seek for more. Please, y'all, always seek for more. Do not put yourself in position to say, oh, I made it, or I'm this, or I'm that, because there's always somebody on your coattail coming. And if you own a shop, for you barbershop owners, don't think because you get in this area that you comfortable and you got this region, because you got people coming to be neighbors. You're not the only person that's thinking of great ideas or thinking of becoming a great barbershop owner or a barber or a business owner. I always know competition is somewhere leaking around the corner. So keep pushing. Like, stay on top of yourself. It's very hard when you're an independent contractor because you're your own boss. So you got to constantly stay on top of yourself. You know, spank yourself on the hand if you're late to an appointment, or, you know, discipline yourself. You know, if something, you know what I'm saying, is a little bit off on you in your game, you know what I mean? So
okay, all right. Well, listen, man, we gonna leave that thought right there, man. We're gonna take a quick music break, and we're gonna come back with some more of this knowledge, man, from the amazing Todd the Barber, the bearded barber of the Barber Collection, man. It's your man Steve with Success Talk, live from the Texas 101 Jam Studios, south side of H-Town. Success Talk. All right, y'all, man. It's your man Steve, live from the south side of H-Town, Texas 101 Jam Studios. In the studio, kicking it with my man. I could tell my man had it on his mind. He came in ready to spit that knowledge, man, and we appreciate him for it. Todd the Barber, the bearded barber of the Barber Collection, Katy, Texas, man. So Todd, my man, let me ask you this, man. As a young barber, you said it yourself, you was that young barber that taught yourself. By the time you went to school, you already had the skill set. It was just a matter of you adding to what you already knew. What advice do you have for the young barber that's in school, that's not yet licensed, but that has this skill set, that knows that, hey, because I'm gonna just tell you, I know for a fact, man, we got high school kids that are shot ready, that's cutting hair and making nice tips already. What advice you got for that kid?
Well, I'm gonna revert back to when I was a kid. Shouts out to Miss Tina, man, at Old School J's Technical Institute Barber and Beauty School, man. Shouts out to Miss Ollie, the owner. Shouts out to her daughter Jamie, man. I can't forget my boy Troy too, man. Troy was
yeah, that's my guy, man.
Yeah.
What's up, Troy?
Yeah, so yeah, man, Tina gave me some real good advice, man. And this goes to the young kids, man, that's in school, man, that already know how to cut hair. So I knew how to cut. So what I did was I studied the chemical side, man. So I really tried to learn what the scientific part of barbering was.
Okay.
Like, you know,
Crossbone.
Yeah, knowing that anything over 70% of alcohol is not an antiseptic. It becomes a disinfectant, so you can clean surface tops with that. You know, so you don't want to put anything over 70% in alkaline on your clients. Also, you know, just learning, you know, the difference of the colorations. You know what I'm saying, with dyeing hair, the different chemicals and what they did. The sanitation part. Like I just studied all of the other things besides cutting hair because I knew how to cut hair, and I think that really set me apart. So once I got in the hair industry, man, and I kind of understood, like, you know, I don't put anything over 50% on children after I finish cutting them, and that's why kids like for me to cut their hair, because they don't want that burning stuff on them. You know, that's what the kids like to say. I don't want the burning stuff. It's hot. You know. So that and really trying to understand the barber to client relationship, you know, the trust part, building the characteristic part with your client, and not only just trying to service your client. Like I try to cut families, so I want to cut you. If your grandma got a short haircut, I want to cut her hair. Your auntie, your uncle, your cousins, your nieces, you know what I'm saying, nephew, whoever need a haircut, I was trying to cut. So I want to become a part of the family. So I even go to some, you know, family functions to my clients, you know, baby showers, weddings.
Oh yeah, I
stuff
definitely
like
did
that.
a lot of that.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then, you know, you meet other family members, so that goes a long way. So my best advice to a young barber that already know a little bit and that's in school, man, look at all the other things that besides cutting hair. If you got the cutting hair part, don't even pay attention to cutting hair part in school.
I'm not gonna agree with that.
Well, I'm not gonna say that, but I'm just not all the way fully. But I just, you know, I didn't. I can't say what worked for me worked for them, but I didn't pay attention to that part. Not unless somebody like Farrell, you know, Mr. Stephen Farrell was enforcing that on me. So, we got a long story maybe for another day about that part. But yeah, try to focus on some of the other things. If you got most of the haircut part down, just focus on those things.
So what I get them to realize though is there's a science aspect that you don't teach yourself. Mm-hmm. When you're young and self-trained, it's the art that you see. It's your art that you've developed. It's the art that you've taught yourself. You've learned how to grab these beautiful canvases that are hair and make this beautiful art without even realizing the science applied to every aspect of that art that you created. And so I focus on teaching these young guys that science aspect to go along with that art. How did you get that elevation? How did you get that over direction? How did you get that interior section to gradually blend and get longer? Like there's science that applies in angles as elevation and cutting lines, different cutting techniques. And so I just focus on giving them a deeper understanding of what it is they're actually doing. That's the part of the industry that excited me. I love to learn, just like you said. So the knowledge aspect of learning that science and having to teach it, that was exciting to me. I think that's what drove me in this direction in the industry. And plus the fact I knew that I didn't want to stand over a chair for 30 years. And so education was a way for me to stay in the industry, continue to evolve and grow in the industry without having to stand over that chair for 12 hours on Saturday. I don't miss that. But now, in my younger days, you know, when I was a young man and my kids were growing up, I loved it. I loved the barber life. That was nothing like the barber life to me. Man. Hey man, let me tell you something.
I still love the barber.
Best decision I ever made in my life.
Right.
Becoming a barber. Man, barber life is amazing. Man. You know, I tell my young clients, and this is the most important piece about it. If you see today, I put a post up today with my family, and barbering gave me the foundation I needed to be the anchor of the family that I was able to build today. Okay. And so this thing is bigger than just these clippers. Yeah. That's what this platform is about. It's about transforming your life.
I try to tell people in my shop, the staff in my shop, that you don't have to be the best barber to be the best barber. And when I'm saying that, you don't have to be the best at cutting.
Come on.
You know what
I'm saying? Something now.
You know, a lot of young barbers, you think, oh man, I cut better than everybody. Man, you got guys that can cut their butt off, man, but they're obnoxious with their dialect, so they talk rough, or they don't cut when they talking. You know, keep your hands moving when you running your mouth in the shop, or their attitudes are bad. And I've seen guys who can't cut just as better as the next guy, but got a great personality, man, and good with people, man, and keep his tail full. You know what I'm saying? So it's about, like I said, the professionalism side of it, man. Don't think because, you can't outcut somebody, you can't outwork them. You can always outwork them.
Come on.
I mean?
Okay.
7 days
hard
a week.
Work be telling when telling don't work hard.
7 days a week if the shop owner allow you to be there 7 days a week. Be the first one there and the last one to leave. Be Kobe Bryant in the gym, baby. It ain't that hard. If a man wants something, he put his mind to it, 9 times out of 10 he'll have the success from it. From the efforts. So put a lot of effort into, the professional side of it, fellas and ladies. Like y'all, if y'all really focus on that, and I'm gonna constantly say that word throughout this segment, but that professionalism has took me to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Nah, I'm not gonna sit here and say I'm the best at the professionalism, but what sparked my career was me focusing on that. You know what I mean?
Come on.
And also, just giving the game all I had, because a lot of barbers like to half step it. You know what I'm saying? Don't half step it. You can't just go to the shop because it's hot on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, and then Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday you're not around. You're not available. You know what I'm saying?
All right, good. I can rock with that. Definitely. You know how I feel about professionalism. You just said it yourself. I was kind of in my younger, like you wouldn't believe me if you came to the campus now and see who I am. You wouldn't believe it compared to who I was back when you were getting your license. It's a totally different person. It's a much more mature version.
They all say we ease up when we get older, so maybe you done became a grandpa now.
I definitely, I'm much more of understanding. Back then I was still fairly young myself, and wanting more to impose my will as opposed to impose change. And I had to learn that.
Man, that's important.
I had to learn it.
Oh, man.
I'm humble enough to admit that. Like, I made some mistakes in my young career as an instructor. Now I was always able to prepare candidates, right? Like, I studied, I made sure that I gave the information that you needed to be prepared for your exams. Okay. I always put a lot of effort into that. You know that.
I want to thank you for that.
I'm a subject matter expert. I've worked with TDLR Exam Review Committee for about 15 years now. I've always known the theory aspect. I've always worked hard at that.
I don't even think I would understand what TDLR if it wasn't for you in my career.
Well, here's the thing. I know if I got to teach it, I got to know it, right? And so I wanted to be the best instructor I could be. And so I put the efforts into developing, like you saying, just as we did as barbers, putting that same effort, work, and energy into being that best barber, not just cutter, but professionalism, etc. I put the same intensive efforts into learning how to be an educator. Okay. Early on it was just studying and content, but I had to realize that I had to learn people too to be an effective educator, because you got to know how to meet people where they are. I had to understand that my way isn't necessarily always the right way. Yeah. That I had to learn how to do it the right way for that individual. And early on, I struggled with that. I'll be the first to admit that. I tried more to impose will as opposed to opening up and finding where that person was and meeting them there. And I had to learn that I could be more effective by being able to do that, by being able to meet people where they are. No judgment. I understand we all think differently, but here's what we have in common. You want what you want, I can show you how to get.
Okay.
Because I have it. I've accomplished what you're trying to accomplish. I've seen some of what you're going to see. I know what you need to do to navigate to get to where it is you're trying to go. And being able to communicate that to different people requires a different level and a different type of communication. Because everybody don't hear the same thing.
Yeah,
and everyone don't communicate the same way.
Come on now.
And everyone is going through their own set of circumstances. And so my pastor said something that was very thought-provoking. And he's true. People don't care about what you know until they care about how much you care. If you don't care about them, they don't care what you know. They're not going to listen. But if they know that you genuinely care and that you're genuinely trying to help them grow, because that part of me has always been true. I've always been genuinely caring and concerning towards my student, and I've always wanted the best for my student. I've always wanted that best outcome. It's just that early on, I did not know how to express that genuine care. I only knew it through authority. That's how I was raised. That's how men were in my generation. It was authority. And so that's all I knew. I had to learn and grow. And now the benefits of it, man, the amazing relationships with guys like yourself that I have. I'm so excited for this platform and to be able to share with you and have this conversation. You're the young man that was starting out as a parent back then. Yeah. Right, so now this you can help me testify that this foundation has given you.
This is a true testimony, man.
Yeah.
Mr. Stephen Farrell, man, success really helped me, man. You know, I was a knucklehead. I was a real strong knucklehead back then. Yeah. I wasn't taking nothing, and he really like, man, he figured out a way when he was young. He figured out a way to put that battery in me, man, and motivate me, because not only did I want to do it for myself, I wanted to prove it to a lot of people, and he was one of those people that I wanted to prove it to. But speaking on something what he was saying, where he was saying like he want the best for people, man. I want the best for you all too. So I'm gonna leave a little bit on the note that one of the main focuses that I've learned in my career is that your health is very important, everybody. Not just your physical health, your mental health is very important. So if it's spiritual or if it's anything you want to do as far as exercising, mentally and stuff, things you can do with your soul, as far as going to church or religion, y'all might want to get into that. Exercise is very important. You know what I'm saying? Checking with the doctor, checking on your health, and emotional support is very strong when it comes to you doing a repetitive thing like being a barber or a stylist. You're doing the same stuff every day, so you're seeing the same things, and sometimes emotionally or mentally you might get down and you want something different or you want some change. Always give yourself time to mentally, physically, and emotionally take a break. You know what I'm saying? Y'all please pay attention to that in y'all careers, especially if you plan on doing this for a long period of time as far as longevity. Like don't just become a robot, you know what I'm saying? Because that's not healthy. And don't miss time with your loved ones. Time, you can't get that back. So if you have children or if you have family members or friends that you really truly care about, sometimes you have to push your career to the side, so sacrifice that part, you know what I'm saying? But mental, the physical, and the emotional health is very important. So
all right, man. So before we get out of here, man, let the people know how they can get at you.
Man, y'all can follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok, man, at The Barber Collection. That's THE, Barber, BARBER, Collection, COLLECTION. And you can also add Yahoo Me. And if it's TikTok, it's The Barber Collect 1718. Also, you guys can Google me. Y'all can pull my website up. I have a website, thebarbercollection.shop. You can also, like I said, follow me on all the social media platforms. I'm located right here in the Houston, Katy area, right off I-10 and Fry Road. Park Road is the cross street. At 1718 Fry Road, Houston, Texas, man, 77084. And the shop number is 832-974-4919. Or you can hit the cell number, man. That's 832-893-7166. I am the owner, Todd Thomas, man, with the Barber Collection, man, the Bearded Barber. Yours truly. Much love to all y'all that's up and coming, man. Y'all please check my boy with success, man. And pay attention to the platform, and hopefully I'll be able to come back and visit you guys.
Man, that's what's up. Thank you so much again for your time today, my brother. We're going to leave it right there, man. This your man, Success to Educate. I want to also extend the invitation to you. For those of you who don't know, I have a program of high schoolers from the Fort Bend ISD school district. I have students from all over the district, Willow Ridge, Elkins, Hightower, Marshall. I got a kid from Travis. So I've got a group of young men from Fort Bend ISD, and I'm opening my classroom to all my professionals out there who want to come in and sow into these young minds so that we can help transform their mindsets into powerful believers that are out here doing amazing things in their community and for their families. And so I want to open up that platform for you guys. Just get at me, man. Success the Educator. I measure that success not by what I accomplish, but by what I help others to accomplish. Therefore, your success is my success, man. Until next week, this your man, Success the Educator. I'm out. I love you, and that's absolutely nothing you can do about it.